Hello everyone. I wanted to basically give you guys a quick collection update on the Atari Jaguar. So, by the way, before I actually start, I just wanted to give a huge thanks to Adam over at Figure It Out Productions. He gave me a shout out on his channel, and I really appreciate it. That's actually kind of cool. I don't really ask people to give me shout outs, but the only time I do basically do anything on this channel in terms of convincing people to subscribe is, I just let you guys know, hey, hit the subscribe button if you like it. But I don't normally ask people to do shout outs in their videos, but I'm not going to say no to that. And thanks. I actually do appreciate that a lot. But if you guys are interested in checking out his channel, I'll leave a link in this in the description down below if you guys want to check it out. And if any of you guys are actually big Dreamcast fans, he is one too, and he does a lot of Dreamcast videos. So if you want to know more about Dreamcast stuff, head over to his channel. But anyway, just want to give a quick update video on my collection here. So obviously, to all the new people on here, you're going to notice I have quite a bit of Jaguar stuff. And that's because I'm trying to get a complete collection of Jaguar stuff, mainly towards the games and stuff. I already have the system, the Jaguar CD, which works fine. I don't know why people complain that this thing is unreliable. But the first one I bought works fine. I don't know what's the big deal. And also, just on a side note, if you do plan on getting a Jaguar and the Jaguar CD, make sure you get the memory track for the Jaguar CD, because the system itself does not have any built-in memory. You have to get the memory track in order to save anything when you have Jaguar CD games. So yeah, that's just add that to your expense if you plan on getting a Jaguar CD. But enough about that. Let's check out the games I have, and I actually have quite a bit here. So let's go through them. Over here, Alien vs. Predator, Atari Carts, Attack of the Mutant Penguins, Brutal Sports Football, Bubsy, Cannon Fodder, Checkered Flag, Club Drive, Cybermorph, which I'll actually get back to that in just a minute. Defender 2000. This is a game I've recently got, and I'm actually quite surprised how good this game is. If you notice, Defender 2000, and down here, Tempest 2000. Why are they both 2000s at the end? Because they're basically the same people, for the most part, that made the game. So if you're familiar with a guy named Jeff Minter, he's the programmer for both games. Doom, Double Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, Evolution Dino Dudes, Fight for Life, Flashback, Flip Out, Hover Strike, Iron Soldier, iWar, Kasumi Ninja, Missile Command 3D. This is actually another really good game for the Jaguar. NBA Jam Tournament Edition. That's a really good port for the system. Pitfall, The Mayhem Adventure. It's okay. Power Drive Rally, Raiden, Rayman, Runer Pinball, Skyhammer. Now this is the only game I have that's not technically a commercial release. Basically, it's developed by Rebellion Studios, same people that did like Alien vs. Predator, or if you're too young to know about this system, their newer games are known for their Sniper Elite series. But this was a game that was being developed but got canceled during its actual lifespan of the system. And then this other company called Songbird Productions all they do is take unreleased, unfinished games and basically produce them so that people like me can actually play it on the system. So it actually has an actual Jaguar cartridge inside, manual and everything, and pretty much good to go. This game was pretty much complete. It was probably about 95-96% complete. I mean, it was pretty much near complete. It was really to the point. It was just bug testing for the most part. And this game is really, really fun. I actually do want to make a separate video about this game, but it's one of the few graphically impressive games for the system, I have to say. It looks like a early PS1 game. That's how good this game looks, to be honest with you. Now back over here, Super Burnout, Supercross 3D, Syndicate, Tempest 2000, Theme Park Towers 2, Trevor McFur in the Crescent Zone, Ultra Vortex, Skiing and Snowboarding, White Men Can't Jump, Wolfenstein 3D, Zool 2, and Zoop. Now these are the cartridges. Now I do have Jaguar CD games. Oh, by the way, before I get to that, I do have a loose copy of Cybermorph. And I'll actually get back to that. Actually, I'll talk about this now. So you got a retail version and the pack-in version. Now when the Jaguar first came out, this was their pack-in game, Cybermorph. But this is a 2 megabyte version. The retail box version is a 1 megabyte version. Now you may be wondering, what's the big deal about it? Well, apparently Atari wanted to cut costs on producing a new run for the retail release. So Atari basically told the developers, the programmers, hey, can you cut this game down by half so that we can stick this on a 1 megabyte cartridge just to cut cost? And they did. And there are some differences. And I will make a separate video about it. But there are some major differences, but there are also some subtle differences. Mainly in two areas, but I'll get by this another video. Now let's get on to the Jaguar CDs. There's only one game I'm pretty much missing for the Jaguar CD, and that is Primal Rage. That's the only game I'm missing in this collection here. Once I get that game, I will have a complete Jaguar CD collection. So let's go through this. Baldies, Battlemorph, Blue Lightning, Brain Dead 13, Highlander, Hover Strike, Unconquered Lands, Iron Soldier 2, Myst, Space Ace, VidGrid, and over here, World Tour Racing, and Dragon's Lair. And this is actually the music CD for Tempest 2000. Tempest 2000, the soundtrack. Now, I will say that there are two versions of Iron Soldier 2. There's the Jaguar CD version, which is the cheaper version, and there's also a cartridge version of Iron Soldier 2. Now, because I have a Jaguar CD, I got the CD version because it's not only cheaper, but it actually has extra stuff on it. So you get the FMV videos in the game and all that stuff. So why not go with that? So that's pretty much it here, at least in terms of the games. Let's go over here. So here's my Jaguar console, the Jaguar CD, and the memory track. Now, one thing I will say, if you do plan on getting the Jaguar CD, make sure you add the expense of a memory track. This cartridge here. This is essentially a memory card for the Jaguar CD games. because let's just face it, CDs can't really save data on it, at least the way it's set up. The Jaguar CD does not have any built-in memory, so that's why you need this. So unlike, say, like the Sega CD, where it would have some built-in flash memory, this does not. So you have to rely on the memory track to save your progress. So that's just a little tip. Now, before I actually talk about the controllers, I wanted to talk about something else. Now, of course, because being, you have two separate systems attached together, you need two power supplies. Well, now I don't believe they even make this anymore, but I have this special power brick called the Jaguar Dual Power, which is right there. And what it is just a power brick. So one plug plugs into the wall, the other side is a cord that splits into two prongs, so that one goes in the Jaguar and one goes in the Jaguar CD. Now I do see similar versions popping up for other combo systems, like the Sega CD and the Genesis, for example. I'm starting to see those on eBay, but I have not had any problems with that plug, which is pretty nice. Now let's talk about the controllers. So these are the controllers I have sitting in here. Now something you're going to notice here, I have 5 controllers. I also have a Team Tap. This controller here is a rotary controller that I use strictly for Tempest 2000. Now, if you've known what the Jaguar's controller looks, this is basically what people assume this looks, which this was the one that they originally made. 3 action buttons, you got the phone pad down here, pause option, and a D-pad, and that's it. Well, I have 2 of them. Well, Atari revised their controller late in its console life to the Pro Controller. And that's how this looks like. You still got your phone pad, pause option, a much improved D-pad. This is a really good D-pad. This is more in line like a 6-button Sega Genesis controller. That's how good this D-pad is. But they added 3 extra sets of action buttons, and there are shoulder buttons. Now you may be wondering, it's like, holy crap, look at all the extra buttons they added. Well, truth be told, the XYZ and the L and R triggers are actually mapped from the keypad. And that's actually kind of smart on Atari's part, mainly because you don't necessarily have to. It limits the issue of compatibilities. So even games that pretty much require the Pro Controller, you can still use this, but it just makes it more difficult because you will be navigating the face buttons here and then the D-pad, or the phone pad. With this, well, it's all on your fingertips. So at least that was kind of smart on their part. But yeah, there's my Pro Controller that I have, which is a really rare controller to find. You don't find it too often, and when you do, they're ridiculously expensive. So that's pretty much everything. So like always, have a good one. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, actually I do have 2 Pro Controllers. I did say I have 5 controllers. So yeah, 1 Pro Controller, 2 Pro Controllers. These things are so hard to find, and I actually have 2 of them. Anyway, like always, have a good one. Like this video, share it, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and leave comments down below. I really appreciate it. And like always, have a good one.